They pay 20 off the bench. Who knows? Let the chess match begin.
And P.J. Hall is a very pivotal player for the Clemson Tigers. Can help his teammate in a myriad of different ways, especially by establishing himself in the paint.
Meechie Johnson getting the start. Weren't sure about him as well. He was a game-time decision. And a turnover early, the steal for Chase Hunter. Hunter will take it himself up and in. First points belong to the Clemson Tigers.
Chase Hunter doing what he does best. He's got an infinite bag, very good out in the open floor, and can create in a ton of different ways.
Meechie Johnson, the junior guard, running the show this season for the Gamecocks, transfer from Ohio State. And we'll go the other way.
You can definitely tell that Clemson has done their homework and their scout on South Carolina, just trying to make them be indecisive in their offense and make them have to go to not the first option, but the second option, and sometimes the third.
Second turnover, first foul for Hayden Brown. And an easy bucket for Galloway.
And you see it right there. Clemson's just doing a basic curl action there where a wheel action created an easy layup for Galloway. South Carolina has to have a sense of urgency, especially on the defensive end.
Here's the young star, Gigi Jackson. Right here in Columbia, South Carolina. Pulls up from three, off the mark. It's tipped out. Offensive rebound for Meechie Johnson. Chico Carter, it's long. Chase Hunter throws it up for grabs. Galloway came down with it, and we're gonna have a travel called on Clemson.
Any way that they can.
4-0 lead early for the Tigers. Good look to Bozeman for a dunk.
And that is what Bozeman Verdonk brings to the table, a high IQ post player that makes the right play 9 times out of 10.
Bozeman Verdonk did not play in the opener. His first action of the season tonight. He gets a start. Middlebrooks backing down Bozeman Verdonk with the left hand. Can't get the roll. Second opportunity, that's good.
And Bozeman Verdonk did a really good job of playing straight up. And he has to have help from his teammates on the boards because he's in a very compromising decision after his teammates don't help. So he has to make sure that he has got some help down there.
Hayden Brown for three, no good. Bozeman Verdonk.
Gigi Jackson really working to create second chance points. You can get yourself into that rhythm that you're looking for.
Baseline jumper is blocked. Hemingway transfers and 4 freshmen. 4 of those new players are in the starting lineup. Nice swing to Chico Carter, he'll drive. Meechie Johnson to inbound. Brown in the post against Tyson. Hayden Brown, no good. And the rebound out to Chase Hunter. He gets it into Middlebrooks. And the strip from Meechie Johnson. Gamecocks will look to push.
Great crafty defense from Meechie Johnson. He was the mouse in the house, had active hands, and made sure that he got himself a strip there.
Tempted to get it to Chico Carter. And Jacoby Wright will check in for Chico Carter. Jacoby Wright, sophomore guard from Fort Mill, had a career high 14 points in the opener. It's terrific. Deep three from Johnson, in and out.
Right way on a kid like Meechie Johnson, who, if he sees any type of daylight, it's over.
He has unlimited range, but the Gamecocks struggling from the field so far. 1 for 7. This is Galloway. He'll kick it out. Cannot connect with Tyson.
Pump fake and was able to get downhill, but just couldn't make a decision.
So I mentioned Jacoby Wright, 14 points in the opener. Previous high was 11 twice last season. Coastal and Army. Bozeman Verdonk. The feed to Hayden Brown.
And that's where we talk about Verdonk's IQ. He can put a lot of pressure on defenses just with his abilities. And so he found Hayden Brown at the right time.
Almost created a turnover. Instead, it's a 3 for Galloway. And a 9-4 lead early for Clemson.
Galloway's got some heat to him as well.
Another feed inside to Brown. He is blocked by Hemingway. Jackson on the drive. In and out. And the follow-up.
And Gigi Jackson willed that basket in the goal. Any way possible, any way necessary. This guy got off the ground and made it happen.
His athleticism brings the crowd to its feet here inside CLA. And we'll go the other way. Offensive. And you want to have a little extra juice and excitement. And also it helps in preparation for conference play with both schools.
Absolutely. You know, Clemson, when they play in the ACC, they're going to have similar environments like this. This is great for them to get a taste of that early.
A collision and an offensive foul. That'll be called on Benjamin Bozeman's Verdonk, his first.
Hemingway did a good job of sacrificing his body. It's a tough thing to do, especially when you got the train of Verdonk coming down at you, going full speed, and you got to put your body in line in harm's way and get the charge.
Verdonk is listed at 6'9", 250.
That's a big man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could take that charge. I just try to block it. That's a man right there.
Well, P.J. Hall's in for Clemson. And he's got the ball right now, the junior center from Spartanburg. Hands off to Hunter. Hall inside. And he gets it to go.
You see him looking at his hands like, I don't know how that went in, but when you're a kid like P.J. Hall that has a knack for putting the ball in the basket and helping his teammate out any way that he can, you know, those types of things happen.
Davis for three. Off the back iron. Godfrey with the rebound. Here's Hunter. From the elbow, too strong. And Michi Johnson with the rebound for the Gamecocks. 9 points in the season opener for Michi. Rolled his ankle, weren't sure if he'd go tonight. Jackson pulls up and hits.
That's what we talked about, Gigi Jackson's bag. It is infinite. The guy can create in a myriad of different ways. If centers try to guard him, they better have feet under them to be able to stay with him once he gets going downhill, or if he gets shifty going lateral.
A smooth three from P.J. Hall.
Oh yeah, that's how you respond.
So right away, John, he's got 5. They'll swing it. Bozeman's for Dunk. He'll drive, puts a shoulder into Hall, offensive foul. So Hall enters into the game, 5 quick points and draws a charge.
Scores a layup, knocks down a jumper. And now drawing the charge on Verdonk by baiting him into putting his shoulder into his chest. Hall is that kind of player that can do a little bit of everything and understands he's not a guy that plays extremely high over the rim, but knows how to use his smarts to his advantage to get by bigger, stronger post players.
It's a second foul for Bozeman's Verdonk. So Josh Gray checks in for the Gamecocks. Here's Hall. Kicks it out. Godfrey for 3 off the back iron. So Gamecocks fighting for the rebound. It ends up in the hands of Gray. Gray's a 7-footer, so he has the size to take on Hall. Right for 3. Got it!
And that's going to be a bright spot for South Carolina if Jacoby Wright can continue to be consistent from the perimeter to spread the defense out for guys like Michi Johnson as well, and guys like Chico Carter that can get downhill. You got to have that balance offensively.
Jacoby was just a 26% three-point shooter last season, 3 for 5 in the opener from 3. Here come the Gamecocks trailing by 3. Michi Johnson. Hayden Brown. He's short. And Hall with the rebound. Dylan Hunter now looking to push. Hall for 3.
Very frenetic pace to start this match off, huh?
Good look to Gray, and he draws the foul. Pretty feed from Michi's freshman season at LSU, 10 games there before transferring last season to South Carolina. And this is the first.
If he puts his hands up, he's blotting out the sun.
And he talked about it, his athleticism. Played soccer and track in high school. Can you imagine him on the soccer pitch? I bet any of the teams in this year's World Cup would love to have a 7-footer as a target in the box.
No, sir.
Headers on set pieces.
I wouldn't want any of that smoke. I'd stay away from him as much as possible.
It's a turnover for Clemson. That's their fourth. Hemingway loses it out of bounds. Right here in Columbia, one of the returning players for the Gamecocks this season. He's going to play a big part. Excellent three-point shooter. Here's Chico. Jacoby Wright. Gray. Backing down Shefflin. And a soft touch from Josh Gray.
Beautiful move. Hook over the left shoulder from Josh Gray there. If he can establish that consistently, he's going to be a problem in the SEC.
It's a 6-0 run for the Gamecocks. Chase Hunter. He'll back it out. Drives on Davis. Gray with the help defense. Checks all the boxes. Film study, practice, game time. His love for the game, attention to detail. But the relationships he builds with his players is unique, communicates with respect, listens to everyone in the room, and again will go the other way. But he knows the best way to help from that promise. He said he hopes every young basketball player has a chance to be coached by someone like Coach Paris.
Well, yeah, that because he doesn't restrict his players offensively. He lets them go free. One of his main things is really difficult for teams to score, but on the offensive end, there's a freedom, there's a flow, there's a fluidity that comes with how he coaches that is very, very lucrative if you are a player interested in playing there to play for it.
Tyson for three. Rattles it in.
And that is a premium of Clemson basketball right there. They have usually 4 to 5 guys on the floor consistently that can shoot the ball.
Andre Tyson shot a career-high 47% last season, 35% from three. Jackson from inside the arc, in and out. Fight for the loose ball, it's Davis. In the corner. Can't hit.
Rim's got a lid on it. You got 2 in and outs right there with G.G. Jackson and Zach Davis.
Physical.
Aggressive, and you rather him playing aggressive than not. Even got in foul trouble against South Carolina State, but he did some great things for the Gamecocks.
Speaking of great things, there's another block. It's Gray denying Shefflin. And a turnover for
Fast break opportunities. They're opportunistic when it comes to that. But they make sure that they show the balance of being able to get out in the open floor, but also playing a half-court defense or offense.
Shefflin, 20 points, 14 boards in the opener. He was terrific, his first career double-double. Calling for it in the post. Instead, it's Galloway. Dishes to Shefflin.
And Josh Gray is doing a great job making life terrible down there in the paint. Nothing easy is happening right now.
Can't get the roll, but he draws the charge. Gray misses the first.
I know it says that Josh Gray is a junior, but he didn't play at all his freshman year at LSU. I mean, this is really his second year of game experience.
Certainly a physical presence. They can keep him on the floor. There's a turnover for Clemson, their sixth.
Great active hands for Hayden Brown there.
Chico Carter hits the three.
Chico Carter's another one of those perimeter bright spots for South Carolina that's going to be needed as a floor spreader for the Gamecocks.
In and out for Galloway. 17-17. 8:45 remaining here in the first half. Here's G.G. Jackson. One-on-one against Galloway. Gray on the low block. Jackson for three. Got it! It's the first.
Get guys in and things like that. And when you have such a high-octane game like this to start the season off, you'd never know. You probably wish you could get them a little bit later on in the season where you almost got your final product.
Clemson trying to figure out something on offense. Started 6 for 9, 1 for 10 since. Shefflin can't hit. Rebound to Daniel Hankins Sanford, freshman forward from Charlotte, North Carolina. Played 9 minutes in his Gamecock debut.
Hankins Sanford did a really good job of just staying vertical and grounded and strong on that defensive possession.
Johnson. The floater won't go. That one will be
Bozeman Verdonk there, just continuing to fight for the loose ball, even when it doesn't seem like he's got it.
Gigi Jackson will wow you just on an inbound catch. Air ball ends up in the hands of P.J. Hall. Goal tonight for Michi. He's been out there pretty much the whole first half so far.
He looks okay. He's still grimacing a little bit, but his main issue was could he come out there and play offense. His thing was, I need to make sure I'm prepared to go out there and play defense for my team.
A smooth stroke from Alex Hemingway, the senior guard from Indiana. Shot 41% from 3 last season. It was just 1 for 6 from 3 against the Citadel.
Hemingway can really shoot that shot. He's dangerous because once it goes in once, he's terrifying.
And a palming violation, I believe, on Bozeman's for.
And so you're going to see that. Sometimes you see more turnovers from that post position because they have to do a lot of thinking and doing and moving and passing. They're a part of that fluid offense that Coach Lamont Paris puts out there on the floor.
Chase Hunter pulls up on Johnson, can't hit, and the rebound to Gigi Jackson. Gigi's 4th board. 5-star prospect, the highest ranked freshman in program history is Jackson. Carter. Now Johnson. And a whistle. Jackson was the 2021-22 South Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year. A game for the Blazers. Can't hit the first. He was MVP of the 2022, and
it's not that he does it in a cocky manner either. You know, when he walked in on the floor for our workouts today, we look at him. I mean, he's as humble as they come. Yes sir, no sir guy, playing within the system that Coach Lamont Paris has presented to him, and Coach Lamont Paris is letting him play because of that. Oh, defense.
There's
what can't
Jackson
he
with
do?
the steal. Johnson thought about it. Instead, he'll drive. Runs out of room, throws it up. Was looking for a call. Doesn't get it. And so it's Hunter the other way. A wild shot, and he draws contact. First free throw of the game for Clemson is
create some contact and lay it up. And so no matter what, he's going to create contact in those fast breaks.
He's a former 4-star prospect. His 4th year at Clemson. Really started turning it on last winter. Plays with great pace.
Well, for him, especially early in his career, shot selection was an issue because he is capable of doing just about everything. Sometimes you have to understand the wind behind that, and that's just a maturity that he's started to develop as he's gotten older.
Hankins Sanford, high off the glass. Clemson looking to build on a 1-point lead. Great look, and the finish from Chauncey Wiggins.
And Hankins Sanford has to continue to keep running. He got into a situation where he was worrying just about his man. Instead of it's a fast break, you got to get the closest man at that point.
Johnson hits a deep 3. There's that range, John.
That's that range. That's what makes Michi Johnson different. He can spread the floor from anywhere.
Didn't see a lot of time at Ohio State. 32% three-point shooter last season there. Shefflin can't get the roll.
Michi Johnson is also a rebounder. He has been fighting his own teammates for boards.
We'll draw the
He's been very impactful in the paint, just deflecting, creating second chances, just doing all the little things that you need from a post.
We'll match up now with Middlebrooks. Aiden Brown has been quiet. Kicks it out right for 3.
A lot of trees down there. What a great step-in jumper for Jacoby Wright. Good find from Hayden Brown, recognizing that he had double coverage, wide open, and that comes with the IQ of the post players of South Carolina that Coach Parrish wants on the floor at all times. Those guys that when that double coverage comes, they don't just throw it up into the trees. They find the open man and put him in a good position for success.
The open man was Jacoby Wright. He hits his second three. He has 6 points. And another turnover for the Tigers.
Hemingway is a threat from beyond the perimeter, and so you always have to have some type of physicality on him at all times. And so Jacoby Wright did a really good job of making him get rid of the ball where his roll man wasn't available yet.
8 turnovers for Clemson. Gamecocks lead by 3. Jackson underneath. Draws contact, almost got it to go.
17 to 24, so it's a wide range, but you still have the inexperience with 8 newcomers on the team and no return.
7 fouls on Clemson. Made the first, makes the second. And Gigi Jackson now has 10 points in the first half to go along with 4 rebounds. An 8-0 run for South Carolina. They lead 29-24. Great feed inside from Hunter to Hall.
What a great find from Chase Hunter, who is an unassuming passer, but definitely capable of it, and just weaved it in traffic and found a way to make it happen there.
7 points for Hall. Brown bumped into Hall. Reverse, no good. Hayden was looking for a call.
And that's what Hayden Brown does. He knows how to manipulate calls, making it really difficult for post players to stay on the ground.
And now Coach Parrish frustrated with our official.
Understanding the flow, the speed. But he is livid.
6th team foul on South Carolina. Another turnover for Clemson. That's number 9. And some of these guys did not play in the opener. Chauncey Wiggins did not play against the Citadel. And PJ Hall did not play as well. There's a turnover for the Gamecocks. Chase Hunter slips. Hall. Now Hunter will reset.
I'll tell you right now, that was a fantastic closeout for Jacoby Wright there, understanding that he still needed to stunt to get back to his man because Hemingway is a shooter.
PJ Hall misses over Bozeman's for dunk. Brown will drive. And a whistle. That's the first.
Hayden Brown, fantastic screens to get his teammates open, create second, third chance opportunities because of his motor. He's that kind of guy.
This is the second. 10 free throw opportunities in this first half for South Carolina, just 2 for Clemson. Godfrey. We're gonna have a foul call. Proud of him as a guy that was highly recruited and talented out of high school. This is the free throw, but the offensive rebound from Hall. Galloway, not close.
Galloway has definitely been struggling with some confidence stuff the past year. And that's something that Coach Brunell wants to continue to do, is encourage him, empower him to understand that they believe in him. And he can play at a very high clip when his confidence is up.
Right, ran into traffic. Back to Hunter. Really talented at high school. Started his first game his freshman year. They're really young. They had some injuries. Oh, great play from Wright. But there's Hall. And now Hemingway the other way.
We're about to be on SportsCenter Top 10, I thought.
And a shot no good from Godfrey.
Smart for Jacoby Wright to bring it in and get to a half-court set. Especially while you have Meechie Johnson out.
Jackson pulls up. Too strong. Davis fighting for the rebound. And we're going to have a foul called on the Tigers line. 4 points in 18 minutes in the opener against South Carolina State. Misses. There's the board from Gray.
And you see, that's what we're talking about. South Carolina can't put the ball in the basket on a consistent clip of what you can bring to the table within this system, and he's done a fantastic job of finding the right guys.
Carter drives. The floater gets the roll.
That's what Chico Carter does. He's really good at just creating and manufacturing baskets for himself.
5 points for Chico. Had a tough opener, was 2 for 11 against South Carolina State. And he draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, that's great. You're seeing Chico Carter operate on both ends of the floor. He's done really good at that. And Coach Paris talks about him working, trying, fighting to be better on the defensive end instead of giving up and things of that nature. And so he is really buying into the defensive culture that the Gamecocks are trying to establish.
You know, Chico's father played basketball at Morris College as well as Chico's mother, Kitty, but Chico Sr. also started on the baseball field, was a 4-time all-conference selection, drafted by the Braves in '90. The reason why I'm bringing him up is because Chico Sr. is also a retired member of the Army National Guard, so on this Veterans Day, we'd like to thank him for his service.
Absolutely. Chico's from great stock, great pedigree there.
It's about 2 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. Five seconds for Michi. 1 second, Carter pulls up and hits! Oh, splash from Chico Carter. John, give us a reason why.
Well, one of the things is that Clemson and South Carolina have great post presence on the defensive end where they wall up and play vertical and make you have to take low percentage shots, even if it is in the paint.
Hunter loses it. Carter hustles to the floor for the turnover.
And I love the hunger that South Carolina is starting this game out with. Sometimes young teams sometimes struggle with that where they think it's over or something like that, but you just saw right there, South Carolina did a fantastic job of starting out with aggression.
Well, Hayden Brown picks up his 3rd foul. He put his shoulder into Hunter Tyson, who drew the charge.
Yeah, Hayden Brown, the thing is even if Hunter Tyson doesn't have his feet established, how strong Hayden Brown dropped that shoulder into his chest, you had no choice but to call it.
Early at the start of the second half, Brown remains on the floor with 3 fouls. Middlebrooks hands off to Chase Hunter. Putting some moves on Michi Johnson. Hunter runs into a roadblock and Bozeman's for a dunk. Tyson hits a 3.
That's what Hunter Tyson does. I mean, he can really feel the ball in the basket. I mean, he does a fantastic job of that on a consistent basis.
Intelligent player, consistently all ACC academic. There's a steal. And Middlebrooks draws the foul. Led to the
attack South Carolina's defense from thus forward, because you wonder if Verdonk and Hayden Brown are going to take from Clemson. You can take full advantage of that.
Or will we see more minutes now from Josh Gray, who was excellent in the first half? 3 points, but 5 rebounds and a pair of blocks from Gray.
He did fantastic, played vertical, got deflections and shot blocks, but also kept the ball alive on the offensive end.
Goes to the hands of Johnson. So Hunter the other way, gets it to go.
They can get something easy.
Hunter completes the 3-point play. And now the Tigers are within 3. A 6-0 run to start the second half. 3 turnovers on the 3 possessions so far for the Gamecocks. Brown for 3. Connects.
And you're seeing Hayden Brown be more aggressive in the second half offensively, really trying to get himself implemented into this offense.
20th year at Colonial Life Arena. The first game in this arena was held on November 24th, 2002. It was a win over ETSU. Gamecocks 225 and 106 in this building a 680 winning percentage. They protect home court. Hoping to do so again tonight.
And Hayden Brown has Hunter Tyson, and so it's tough for him to actually sink and seal off of him.
5 seconds for Galloway. He'll pulls up. Off the mark. Brown with the rebound. Bozeman's Verdonk took a spill. He's back up. Jackson posting up. Brown from the top of the circle. He's short. Offensive rebound to Johnson. Bozeman's Verdonk tried to get it to Gigi Jackson. Instead, it's Clemson the other way and Chase Hunter. Wild shot.
Right now we're having some floor issues. Guys are hitting the deck and they're sweaty, so it's slippery out there.
Chico Carter bombs away. Hits another three.
Chico Carter picking up where he left off in the first half, putting the ball in the basket.
Chico has 11. Gamecock lead back to 9.
Beautiful read, seeing his defender go under the screen and making him pay.
Hemingway, he's short. Fight for the loose ball. It's recovered by Chase Hunter.
And Clemson's doing a really good job. They're running the pick and roll action where you've got Tyson as the shake man, and then where he can be able to be available for the three, but Hayden Brown is not helping off of him, which is making Clemson's post have to make something happen.
Oh, and a foul called on Bozeman's Verdonk. That's number 4.
That's a tough one there. It seemed like he was there and he was waiting. You wonder, did he drop his shoulder? Did he move a little bit while Chase Hunter was coming around off that screen? It's just, there's a lot of things that maybe we didn't see.
Let's take another look. What do you think, John?
No, I think he's just there, and I think Chase Hunter took his leg out, to be honest with you, but I could be wrong.
Well, if so, it's a tough break. Galloway hits the 3. Galloway, the transfer from Boston College, 8.3 points per game last year. Had a season high of 18 points against Clemson. So you can't beat him. Go get him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Gray, the follow-up. No good.
Situations where Gray's got to dunk that.
South Carolina men's basketball off to a good start. Season opening win over South Carolina State. They lead by 6 here in the second half. Looking for more against their in-state rival.
Kind of motor, you can keep a lot of balls alive.
Third foul called on P.J. Hall. Chico's been hot. And he'll be called for the travel.
For a lot lately, and just want to be careful.
Chico was only 2 for 11 in the season opener, but he's been feeling it tonight. 4 for 6, 3 for 4 from 3. Tyson misses everything.
And that's an opportunity for some daylight. The one moment he did have daylight off of a defensive miscue, he knocked it down with ease. But right now, they have been contested every single time he's tried to get a hold of the ball.
Jackson backs down Tyson. Now the fall-away is good.
That's what we were talking about with Gigi Jackson's beautiful mid-range shot. He is very difficult to stop because not only can he show his ability to knock down the 3, he can put the ball on the deck, he can post up, finish over both shoulders. He is a dynamic player.
12 points for Jackson. The lead is 8. Tyson runs into trouble. Here comes Johnson. In the corner, it's Carter. Just a little short.
And that's as good of a look as you can get if you're South Carolina.
Josh Beadle. Now Hall, spin move over Gray.
Now, Hall is one of those players. He is experienced. He is very talented. He would be one of those guys that is not affected as much by Josh Gray's length.
9 points for P.J. Hall. Jackson loses it. Turnover up ahead. It's Hunter, who finishes at the rim.
And this is how Clemson has been able to get themselves back in this game, is creating turnovers, using it to their advantage, and getting out in the open floor. See there, Chase Hunter is cramping up in that calf muscle.
The dunk from Hunter has the Tigers within 4. 7 second-half turnovers for the Gamecocks. Johnson. Jackson for 3. Too strong. Josh Beadle with the rebound.
Ball player myself. You saw Michi Johnson go right at him because he knew that he was cramping up. And that's a 5-on-4 situation right there.
So they take Hunter out. Now a whistle that will go first. Now Dylan Hunter around the screen. Davis all over Beadle. Shot clock at 10.
Davis does a really good job of using his length on the defensive end.
P.J. Hall will take it himself. Johnson will drive against Beadle. And an offensive foul called on Michi Johnson. That's his 3rd.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. That was a strong physical drive. The defensive player wasn't pushed back. Beadle wasn't pushed back to a point where he flopped or anything. That's just a part of the game there.
Michi with a tender ankle, toughing it out tonight. Speaking of toughing it out, Hall gets the bounce. In his season debut, he has 11 so far.
Clemson methodically bringing themselves back in this game by just being sound and poised on the offensive end.
It's a 6-0 run for the Tigers. They're within 2.
We talked about it. You see it too right now. South Carolina stagnant on the offensive end.
Wright kicks it to Johnson for 3. Too strong.
Game of the Gamecocks here, where they are trying to figure out ways to get themselves out of those ruts when other teams are making those runs. And this is where Clemson has that advantage because they do have a ton of experience.
They get the turnover here, the steal from Davis. Wright will take it himself.
What a great finish from Jacoby Wright. Skipping into the lane, getting some air time, finding the hole and putting the ball in the basket.
Wright at a career high 14 in the opener. He's got 8 tonight. Dylan Hunter. Great defensive presence from Josh Gray. Forced a tough shot.
Dylan Hunter's going to be really good. He's Chase Hunter's younger brother, and he is going to be one of those types of players because it's going to be able to impact because he plays with such great pace. Great passer as well.
2 sets of brothers in this Clemson team. And Seifs as well. There's a turnover. Tyson goes around Hayden Brown. Fancy move, and he draws the foul. A guarded shot. He said it's as simple as that. Sometimes it's hard to do. Doing a nice job here in the second half. Can't complete the 3-point play. And this from Tyson. So the lead remains at 2.
It's good to see Chase Hunter back out there. They're definitely going to need him in the stretch of this half.
Close quickly on Carter. Another turnover for the Gamecocks in the second half.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign. And Clemson has definitely tightened up the screws in this second half and made some defensive adjustments, which have really, really been good for them, but bad for the Gamecocks.
Nice finish, the left hand from Hunter. Chico. And a terrific feed to Daniel Hankins Sanford. Freshman from Charlotte. Picks up the basket.
And Hankins Sanford definitely started out the game a little rusty, struggled a little bit with the speed of this game, but has definitely going to be called upon right now with all the foul trouble in the bigs for the Gamecocks.
Tyson passed in the 3, drove on Jackson, didn't work in his favor. Wright gets inside and hits off the glass.
Jacoby Wright has been one of those bright spots offensively for the Gamecocks. First, knocking down that tough fast break layup where he was able to hop step into the lane and keep the ball alive and make a tough 2, but then also just there where you see him getting into the paint, attacking the guards, making a good shot.
10 points now for Wright, double-digit scoring efforts in his first 2 games of the season.
Hunter Tyson has struggled since that air ball. He started out trying to find a way to get his confidence established by continuing to shoot, show that he's unwavered by it.
Jackson, guarded by Tyson. 5 seconds for Jackson. It's Chico in the corner. Tries baseline. Solid defense from Galloway.
And have the ball at the wing and try to get to the middle of the floor. So once he gets to the middle of the floor, that pass to Chico Carter's there for the corner 3, but also Gigi Jackson can make things happen.
Hunter posting up right, misses from close range. Gigi now bringing up the ball for the Gamecocks. Hank and Sanford. Shot clock at 10. Wright from inside the arc. Off back iron. The rebound from Hank and Sanford. Can't hit the follow-up.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about with those nerves, right? With the rivalry, Hank and Sanford can make that shot on a consistent basis. I saw the kid in high school. He can really go. But as a freshman, getting adjusted to the speed of this game is tough at times.
Hunter gets inside.
That's what we talk about. Chase Hunter is so shifty. I mean, he can get to the basket whenever he wants, especially if the defense is spread and there's no help side. Those straight line drives are his.
He has 13. At 23 in the season opener. Averages
that he will be called upon in the future years as one of those guys.
Well, we'll take a rest, and Bozeman's Verdonk is in with 4 fouls. 7.5 to go. Here's Ben. Gets the ball to Jacoby Wright. Turnover from Wright.
You see it, South Carolina is continuously trying to get to that home run. Just not letting the game work for him.
Beadle can't hit. Beadle, who redshirted last year, played 12 minutes in the opener against the Citadel. Seeing important minutes here in the second half. His team trailing by 2. Nice feed from Jackson. And a whistle and a foul called on Clemson. Drastically different than what it was 10 to 15 years ago. And he likes to let guys play. Just work really hard, develop what they're good at. His job is to put them in a position to do just that. And he lets guys play. Open-minded on offense, kind of the opposite of what they do on defense, where they're so disciplined.
Yeah, and this is a situation where they can figure it out offensively as long as they continue to get stops.
Coach Paris asking for a travel this year, but I know you feel if they shoot the ball well this season, they'll finish ahead of that number.
They definitely will, and one thing that they always bring year in and year out is consistency, and that's due to the culture that Coach Brownell has created, and he asks and demands that out of his players on a consistent basis.
Offensive rebound from Galloway. It leads to the three-point opportunity for Tyson. Doesn't deliver.
And that's as good of a shot if you're Hunter Tyson that you can get out there. And he's got to continue to keep his confidence alive, because right now the fans can smell it.
Jackson draws the foul.
Has to get more aggressive offensively, and Coach Paris talks about that all the time, is finding that fine line between aggression but also understanding when to bring the ball out.
How about the three from Hayden Brown? Gamecocks lead by 5.
Hayden Brown is not scared of the moment. The reason being is because he's 24 years old. That's a grown man right there. He has been in these situations before, and he knows how to win.
Speaking of winners, there's P.J. Hall with the answer for Clemson.
Absolutely, and P.J. Hall did a great job of ducking in. Verdant there, really making him have to go over the top three-quarter, sealing him and just finishing for the dunk.
So Brown on the floor with 4 fouls. Bozeman's for dunk as well. Chico Carter delivers once again.
And that is needed. South Carolina has had themselves a little bit of an offensive lull in the last few minutes, but have found a way to get themselves out of it, starting with getting those stops on the defensive end, and they have to continue that.
Hall can't answer. Chico has 14. He's 4 for 6 from 3. He's always been a great three-point shooter at Murray State, 44% from 3.
For the next game, instead of thinking I can't shoot, they say, oh yeah, the next one's going in.
And the steal for Tyson.
And Tyson just used his length. He's got about 4 or 5 inches over Hayden Brown and was able to, even though Hayden Brown did a good job of sealing, you know, his arms aren't as long as Hunter Tyson's.
Tyson's brother Cade is a freshman at Belmont, had the game-winning 3 as time expired on opening night. Jackson is met by P.J. Hall. Fans here at CLA are irate.
Yeah, it was a lot of contact there, but at the end of the day, you know, that's a situation where you got to still make something happen.
Hall misses the 3. The Gamecocks still lead by 4. Right. Pulls up. Can't get the bounce. Gray, strong offensive rebound. Brown the follow-up. Gamecocks will have a 4th opportunity here.
Here's the thing. That's what I'm talking about with Gray. Gray's got to start dunking that thing. He's had several situations where he's trying to touch it, finesse it, and this is where power comes into handy.
Brown is short on the 3. Another offensive rebound right off the glass. Can't hit. Gray with the follow-up and the foul.
Marinate.
I'll let it marinate for a second. Gray finishes off the 3-point play. 9 rebounds tonight for Josh Gray. Gamecocks lead by 7. The crowd on their feet here inside Colonial Life Arena. Galloway with the answer.
That's what we talked about with Galloway. Coach Brownell talked about the confidence. He's got to make sure he's instilling that in him. You saw that right there. That was calm, cool, and collected. I want the shot. Coach believes in me. I'm going to take it.
Galloway coming off a solid all-around game against the Citadel. He was plus 19 when he was on the floor against the Bulldogs. Jackson posting up Galloway. Shoots over him. Can't hit.
I'm glad Gigi Jackson, you know, attempted it.
Hunter, tough shot, had to go over Gray. The rebound strong from Hayden Brown.
Hayden Brown, he's not like an elite jumper out of here. He is just a guy who wants the ball more than you.
Coach Parrish was telling us earlier today, he's just a smart player. He knows where to be on the floor, knows where the ball's going to go.
And he wants it. He just wants it more. He's going to go after it more.
3 seconds. It's Gray. No good in the rebound for Brevin Galloway.
And that was a great defensive play for Hall there, making it really difficult. Oh, beautiful block. Beautiful block. Teams are working out kinks. It's still great to have the experience of these types of games and atmosphere.
Clemson basketball after the review. Galloway spins, feeds Hall, and he finishes with the bump from Gray, no call. 15 points for P.J. Hall, making his season debut.
P.J. Hall is definitely a different player. I mean, he is that guy that If you really need it, he'll get it for you.
Brown can't hit. And Clemson has the basketball down 2 with under a minute remaining.
We got a game on our hands here, Dave. The crowd is electric.
Colonial Life Arena on its feet.
On the lookout for Hunter Tyson, too. He's missed a few. It's usually how the story goes.
They're given a lift by Hall tonight. It's Hunter. He kicks it out to Galloway. Step back 3. Off the mark, and the rebound for Gray.
Clemson is going to do everything they can to get to the free throw line and stop the clock for time and score.
Michi's back in. He'll head to
that they need, the type of comfort that they need, because they've got their floor general and their leader on the floor.
And this is the free throw. And an opportunity now for Clemson. Shot
I feel like I just jinxed them there.
Crowd back on its feet.
A shot because he's been in a shooting lull since the beginning of the second half.
Hall. There's Tyson from the wing. Too strong. And a whistle.
Struggled with it in the past, but
sinks
the guy's ice cold here. Galloway's energy this game. He's been a bright spot for the Tigers today.
Sinks them both. We are tied. 7 seconds remaining. Carter. Hits!
Oh my goodness.
Chico Carter with
Chico!
point. Tyson the quarterback. It's Galloway. Did he get it off? No.